condition that makes it so that you do need this booster shot. So don't just think that you can run out there right now. Maybe you got a little confused, because I know I did after what I heard Handel say yesterday. Like, wait a minute, I thought it was supposed to be September 20th before these things are out and about. Well, the reason why is because there are some pharmacies that will give you that booster shot. But I guess to have the proof that you are somebody who needs it, like a guy like Handel who just had major heart surgery, then you're probably the one who would get the okay, fine. Or if you're just Handel and you talk the poor woman down, kind of, get her to her last nerve where she's like, all right, fine, somebody just jabbed the man. Probably. That's okay too. But anyway, that's the case right now. But as you just heard Blake say, so far it's going to be September 20th, and more than likely it's just going to be the Pfizer vaccine. All right, when we come back, we'll talk with ABC's Tom Rivers. The Taliban claims it took over that last holdout province in Afghanistan, but a spokesperson for the National Resistance Front, the opposition to the Taliban, says, not so fast. They're not here. Well, we'll find out what the real situation is with Tom in just a few minutes. Nick Pagliacchini, good morning to you. What's up on the 10?
Good morning, Jen. It's going to be a mess for your drive first thing in downtown LA, westbound side of the 10 Santa Freeway at the 110. It's directed as all westbound lanes shut down, and you're seeing a packed and tight drive on the westbound 10 right now as you come away from Alameda. Definitely plans for the 101 north to the 110 south as an alternate to help save you some time this morning. That's looking pretty good for your drive. You can always use maybe Washington Boulevard as a Service Street alternate. That does parallel the 10 and will save you a bit of time as well. Got an update on this or anything else slowing you down? Pound 250 on your cell phone. Keyword is KFI traffic. Checking the drive for you, Riverside through Corona. You know the drill. It's going to be busy for you right now through Corona, westbound 91 from the 15 as you make way toward the 241 toll road. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Pagliacchini.
5:06 on your wake-up call. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Tom Rivers, good morning to you. So what's the real story? Did the Taliban claim did it take over this last holdout province in Afghanistan or not?
Sure. I would like kind of lean on the words of the Taliban in this particular case. Because it was all over last week, as you well know. But of course, mindful that there are different tribes, different clans. Think of the Northern Alliance 20 years ago. So yes, not everybody sings from the same sheet in Afghanistan. So Panjshir was said to be the last province, according to the Taliban, their chief spokesman in Kabul these days, saying that they had approached the resistance movement and saying, let's negotiate this. He says that was not possible, so they sent in literally thousands of fighters to retake the 8 districts in their particular province. Will there be, occasional sporadic resistance? Yes. But of course, today, the Taliban has been equipped by Uncle Sam. So they've got weaponry they could never have dreamed of 20 years ago. And, they basically control just about everywhere that matters in Afghanistan today.
And I guess that it's probably hard to negotiate with the Taliban, even if you are the resistance. When the Taliban comes in and says, let's sit down and talk, if you go, I'm not really ready for that, I bet they don't take to that very kindly.
I wouldn't have thought so, exactly. It's kind of like the Klingons and the Romulans, I think. They're not gonna mess around. So yeah, it's a tough one. But we kind of expect this. I was talking to an expert about 3 weeks ago about all of this, and at that time I said it's all game over. He says, well, hold on. He says there's going to be various flashpoints in the country, which we're not getting in the news at that time. He says, no, that's the very nature of the different parts, different constituencies in the country. So, this doesn't come as a surprise, but we're expecting, an overthrow from this group to the rest of the country. No, that's not going to happen. But, the Taliban occasionally going to have to deal with skirmishes here, there, and everywhere.
Okay, when it comes to the pushback by these different places, is it going to be a foregone conclusion that even no matter how hard they fight, no matter what tough of a resistance they put up, that eventually they will be taken over by the Taliban? Do they know that they are just doing this in many cases sort of symbolically to their people?
It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like the resistance movement that, how long is it for the last for 100 years? Maybe, they're not going to make enough progress to make a change in the equation. So, it is, nobody may like it, but it is, it's the Taliban that's in the driver's seat right now. And again, see what the interactions are with the rest of the world, what their firmed up, quote unquote, government cabinet is going to look like. We had today, two statements coming out of Qatar. Secretary of State Blinken is there saying, look, literally in the last few hours, he said that U.S. representatives have talked to Taliban representatives. They're saying, we would like to get some charters on the ground whenever we can at Kabul airport to get, they think, a little over 100 Americans still there that may or may not want to leave the country. So that's going to be in the mix, but it's going to be slow. 4 Americans did get out yesterday over the land route, one of the land routes. But again, it's trickle, trickle, trickle. This stuff was not sorted out in the main evacuation. So yes, this is going to be watched very closely in the coming weeks and months until we get down to just about, zero people that want to come out, et cetera, et cetera.
All right, Tom. Well, thank you so much for being our eyes and ears on this one. We appreciate it.
Take care.
See you later. ABC's Tom Rivers. Following up on what Tom said, you did have Secretary of State Blinken say the U.S. reached out to the Taliban for the additional flights of those roughly 100 American citizens still in Afghanistan.
They said that they will let people with travel documents freely depart. We will hold them to that. So will dozens of other countries.
Blinken says a full breakdown of everyone still trying to leave Afghanistan will be available in the coming days. The part I'm curious about is, and I don't have this information in front of me if he did say it yesterday, but this part where he said...
They said that they will let people with travel documents freely depart.
Okay, but when? That's my question. They'll let them freely depart next year, next week, next month? I'm just curious. I just can't imagine what it's like to be an American who wants out. Not somebody who has chosen to stay, but somebody who actually wants out. And I don't know who exactly has chosen to stay or why, but the terror. I was thinking about Ascend Athletics yesterday, a story that we did that said that it had girls who were on a leadership. It's a leadership group, I guess, that takes girls mountaineering and hiking, and it reported that it still had some girls in Afghanistan that were stuck, and that they were near the airport. Can you imagine? After the stories that we've heard from State Department officials who were there who said that it was nothing but constant bombing and shooting and that sort of thing, you're a kid? And granted, that's a heck of a mission. I can guarantee my parents wouldn't have signed that permission slip for Jen to go to Afghanistan to learn leadership skills. But, there are probably some adventurous families out there. And, can't imagine the horror of those girls. Now, LA County says it wants to welcome refugees and any U.S. troops who served in Afghanistan.
The Board of Supervisors approved a task force to look into how it would all work, and Supervisor Catherine Barger says the county has a responsibility to help those who escaped possible persecution. Are we inviting them or just standing by?
We're standing by as they come in. It's as needed, and we don't know what the number is, quite frankly, but better to be prepared than not. In this case,
Barger says the county would work with state and federal agencies and the private sector to provide financial aid, medical and mental health care, and workforce development. Steve Gregory, Kfi News.
Well, the San Diego County Sheriff's canine shot by one of 3 suspected robbers in Riverside County is expected to recover. Sheriff's deputies had been chasing a BMW Sunday night following a robbery at a convenience store in Lakeside in eastern San Diego County. Cops say the chase ended in Murrieta when someone in the BMW, I guess, stalled, and then 3 people in it tried to carjack somebody else. All 3 suspected robbers ran. 1 shot the dog, but all were caught. Well, critics say another bail reform bill that's trying to slip through the state Senate will release dangerous people without accountability. American Bail Coalition's Jeff Clayton says most people could claim poverty and not have to set bail at all.
We're talking stalking, rape, spousal abuse, and all kinds of other cases that the defendants are getting out because the judge has to set a bail that they're going to be able to post.
Senator Bob Herzog says the bail industry only opposes the bill because it keeps the amount of bail money that bondsmen can keep. He says the bill follows the state Supreme ruling that found cash bail to be unconstitutional, a vote's expected later this week. All right, coming up a little bit later in the show, it's kind of a natural disaster segment, if you will. So we're going to talk about people in South Lake Tahoe who are being able to go back to their houses. The Dixie Fire is still raging through there. I'll get you cleanup from Hurricane Ida, and no surprise, it happens anytime you've got a natural disaster. You've got the jerks that come in, and now we've got some looting being reported in New Orleans after Hurricane Ida. Really? Like they don't have enough to worry about there? And finally, one of the stars of the TV show The Wire has died of a suspected drug overdose. Michael K. Williams was found in his apartment in New York City. The Emmy-nominated actor played Omar Little on The Wire and also had roles on other HBO hit shows like Boardwalk Empire, The Night Of, and more recently, Lovecraft Country. He also had roles in movies including 12 Years a Slave. Williams was just 54. All right, when we come back, if you work for American Airlines and you decided, nah, I'm not getting the COVID-19 vaccine, well, your employer has a message for you. Also, there's a certain country that wants to ban Botox for a certain age group. Oh, and Dodger fans, I have one more reason for you to say the Dodgers are so much more fun than the Giants. It has really nothing to do with baseball, other than the root of it. I'm talking peanuts and Cracker Jacks. That's all coming up in a second. Right now, let's find out why it's slow in Riverside on the 91.
Well, you know, it's the morning, Jen, and that's why.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, I was going to say, nothing in lanes, which is always great news. That'll help get you through a smidgen quicker, but it's going to be a rough ride out of Riverside from before Magnolia. Heavy stretches of slowing for you to make your way towards the 241 toll road. Further westbound on the 91 coming out of the Santa Ana Canyon through Yorba Linda and Anaheim Hills. For the time being, looks like a better drive for you as you make your way towards the 55. Northbound side of the 215 out of Moreno Valley from before Alessandro. You'll see delays as you come away from the, Alessandro exit as you continue past the merge of the 60 toward UCR. And updating your driving downtown LA, not super clear on the details. In fact, the logs disappeared from our screen. So it looks like you may be seeing better news in downtown LA, westbound side of the 10. Right now, it's going to be heavy for you from Alameda Street as you make your way toward the 110. It was all lanes at 10 westbound at the 110. Now we're shut down. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Poliokini.
This report is sponsored by Catalina Island Company. Stay close, but feel far away on Catalina Island, California's island escape. Leave the hustle and bustle behind and discover a wilderness of majestic beauty that's only about an hour away. Book your next vacation at visitcatalinaisland.com. That's visitcatalinaisland.com.
It's Colin Coward. Here's what's trending from iHeart Sports Network, presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Max Scherzer threw a gem as the Dodgers dominated the Cardinals. Manager Dave Roberts said Scherzer has exceeded his expectations.
He's better than advertised. We knew what we were going to get as far as the player. He certainly even exceeded that today in particular.
And the Angels offense forgot to clock in. They were blanked on Labor Day. The Halos split a 4-game series with the Rangers. I'm Misty Jordan.
If you're self-employed and traditional lenders have rejected your request for a home loan or a refinance, I have the solution for you. It's Equinox Home Financing, the answer for the self-employed. You should not be treated poorly just because you're an entrepreneur. At Equinox Home Financing, they want to help you. Here's what's different about them. Instead of using tax returns, they can use personal or business bank statements for income. Conventional lenders can't and won't do this. Equinox Home Financing can get you qualified for the lowest rates available and do it fast, closing loans in less than 30 days. You deserve to buy a home or refinance the home you have as much as anybody else. So call Equinox Home Financing at 855-LOAN-455, 855-LOAN-455, or go to equinoxhomefinancing.com, equinoxhomefinancing.com.
Licensed by the California Department of Real Estate and the California Department of Financial Oversight, NMLS number 1212805.
Style runs in the family. Athleticism runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The 2021 Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Learn more at MBUSA.com or test drive one at your local dealer.
The most important financial decision you'll make isn't picking the next hot stock or fund manager. It's choosing the right financial advisor. How do you pick the advisor that's right for you? Find out in a special encore presentation of our virtual event with Rick Edelman. on Tuesday, September 14th at 3 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern. It's free. Register at EdelmanFinancialEngines.com. You'll get advice on how to select the right financial advisor, and you'll get a list of the 11 questions to ask before hiring one. Take this list with you when you interview financial advisors, and if you already have one, use the checklist to evaluate if they are right for you. You will get all the information you need, and Rick will make it fun and entertaining. It's free, so register right now for a special encore presentation of our virtual event on September 14th at 3 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern. Register at EdelmanFinancialEngines.com. That's EdelmanFinancialEngines.com.
When it comes to the tools in your garage, it's all about lithium ion. Plenty of power, maximum efficiency, and a longer life. Introducing Novalift lithium-ion powered forklifts. All the power and efficiency you need and essentially maintenance-free. With a dramatic savings in overall cost of ownership, Novalift forklifts pay for themselves over time, and that increases your bottom line. Novalift, revolutionizing the material handling industry one job at a time. What's in your warehouse? Contact us today for a cost analysis at novaliftna.com/save.
Asthma symptoms can attack anywhere, like on a city street. Now, you can get fast relief anywhere with new improved Primatene Mist, the only FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. So whether you need relief of symptoms at the park or at your kitchen table, Primatene Mist starts working quickly, opening up your airways to restore free breathing. For temporary relief of mild symptoms of intermittent asthma, use Primatene Mist and breathe easy again. Available at CVS, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. Use as directed.
I had an electrician over at the house the other day. He pops open the panel on the side of the house and he goes, "Whoa, you have Solar Max technology?" And I said, "Yep, had it for a few years." And he says, "How is it?" And I said, "It's unbelievable."
And he immediately cranked that temp down to 60 degrees.
He did, because with my Solar Max panels, my electricity is practically free.
SolarMax is local. They're right here in Southern California. They've got the best products and the best service going.
Yeah, it means exceptional quality control. SolarMax has no middleman, and I saved with even more because there was no upfront cost.
And they have the newest, most innovative Tesla products like the Tesla 420 panels and power walls.
So you're going to pay $0 down for that Tesla package and $79.96 per month with a 1.99% APR.
Call pound 250 from your cell phone. Say that keyword SolarMax. That's pound 250, keyword SolarMax. Do it by September 30th for this great offer.
Monthly payment available on approved credit. See SLB number 972048.
I don't think these people care if victims live or die. I think they just want to control things.
There's a lot of stuff they could be doing to prevent deaths, and they don't do it.
I guarantee if Newsom survives the recall, there's going to be more taxes,
more mandates,
and more restrictions than you could have ever imagined. John and Ken,
weekdays at 2 on KFI.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Welcome to a very hot Tuesday morning. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. Stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour newsroom include the heat. We've got an excessive heat warning that'll be in effect until 9 Friday night in parts of the Inland Empire. The National Weather Service says the temps could get as high as 104 in places like Riverside, San Bernardino, Ontario, Corona, and, Rancho Cucamonga. Who lives there? Just this guy, for goodness sakes. Coming up at 5:35, we will talk with ABC's, is it Aaron who's doing this with us this morning? Jim. That's right. Do you have tattleware on your computer? Or do you use a mouse jiggler? I had no idea what these were. And I work from home occasionally. I didn't know that these were things that I could use to try and fool my boss about how much work I'm doing, nor did I know that they had tattleware to monitor just how much work I'm doing. Well, that was disconcerting to find out. But Jim will explain what tattleware and mouse jigglers are coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, it's your Biz Bites brought to you by Equinox Home Financing. The answer for the self-employed, go to equinoxhomefinancing.com. Well, look, if you are somebody who is flying and you missed the bargain basement pricing of the pandemic, don't you worry, because apparently there is a group called Hopper, a company called Hopper, that says you're going to have another opportunity to get deals on flights this fall. And they say as the summer starts to come to a close and leisure travelers hibernate and you've got business travel starting to go down over the holidays as it normally does, airlines are going to face a shortage of those business travelers that would normally help fill the gaps between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Well, big corporate spenders like Google, you think about it, they're still keeping their employees at home. So somebody like my brother, whose job at Google that's all he did, is he just traveled around. My brother is the guy who, let's say when you go into Best Buy or you go into Bed Bath & Beyond or something like that, and you see the Google Nest display, that's on Travis. So if you think it sucks, it's my brother's fault. If you think, man, that is a fantastic display, that's also my brother's fault. Anyway, he was that guy. So he would go to Best Buy and he would go to Home Depot, and he would go to Bed Bath & Beyond's headquarters. That's all he did. That was his job, to go and deal with those vendors. So people like him are staying home. And there are bazillions of hims that are staying home. So you've got these corporate spenders who are saying, no, we're not going to expand our travel budget, and we're not going to do it for a while, probably through at least the end of the year. So airfares this season, as a result, are expected to be lower than fall of the 2019 levels, as airlines entice leisure flyers to get back into the air. So the yous and the me's, although if you just had an experience like I did, going to Denver, like I told you about yesterday, where a plane broke, we end up in Vegas, then we end up back in Denver, then on the way back you've got a multi-hour delay. You're going, I don't really know if I want to travel right now. Well, they say September may be the cheapest season of the fall. So if you're willing to risk it, and look, there were some flights that got out beautifully. I happened to, just draw the unlucky ticket. But they say airfares are estimated to drop 10% this month, with the average round-trip flight costing $260 for domestic travel. You've got the money and you've got the patience, then I say go for it. American Airlines said it will end its company-provided pandemic leave for unvaccinated employees. So the carrier that's based in Texas told its employees last week, pandemic leave now will only be offered to team members who are fully vaccinated and who provide their vaccination card now that the U.S. FDA has awarded full approval to the Pfizer vaccine. So starting October 1st, any employee who is not vaccinated and has to miss work because of COVID-19 will end up using their own sick time or medical leave while away. So they say, fine, you don't want to go get the COVID-19 vaccine? All right. But here's the deal. That's on you now. We are not going to back you up with in other words, if you're a breakthrough case, we got your back. Somebody who's been vaccinated and still ends up getting COVID, we got you. But you decide not to go get the COVID-19 vaccine and you miss work because of it, on you. All right, well, thank goodness I'm not under the age of 18 and living in the UK, because no Botox for me or anybody else. Because anti-wrinkle and filler injections are being banned for beauty consumers under the age of 18 in the UK. I don't hate this, and here's why. I think that when you make the decision to go get Botox and fillers and that kind of thing, you need to be an old lady like me who looks in the mirror and goes, good God, what happened to me that I was when I was 18? Okay, we all age. And I know it really doesn't make any difference, but it makes me feel better. But when you're 18, think back about how concerned you were about every little wrinkle. And oh my gosh, am I too fat? Am I too skinny? Am I too whatever? Right? If fillers and injections had been available back in the day, wouldn't you probably have been under the syringe, as quickly as you probably went to get your nails done or your ears pierced? Well, starting October 1st, it will become illegal for certified injectors to administer cosmetic muscle paralyzers or fillers on patients who are under 18. And you just pray, because it says certified injectors there, that this doesn't leave some sort of black market for the people who will be like, hey, $20 and we'll give you Botox. Oh, no. Somebody says there's Botox for $20, run. And finally, I've been telling you, Dodger fans, this is one more reason why you can say, ha-ha. I told you it was more fun to be a Dodger fan than a Giants fan. Well, the concession workers at Oracle Park have voted to authorize a strike Saturday. They did this Saturday, which could happen at any time. And this is as the Giants are making a run toward the playoffs. Now, the Unite Here Local 2 members voted for the strike over the weekend, and I guess it was an 86% turnout for the vote, and 96.7% of those who voted decided in favor of the strike. So what could happen is you have no peanuts, you have no popcorn, you have no Cracker Jacks. Even if the Giants were to make it to the playoffs. Can you imagine going to a game? No beer, no nothing, because the concession workers have said, nope, we're not being treated fairly enough. Hey, it's a heck of an idea to negotiate now. You want to make your strike as impactful as possible? You do it right as all the hype for the team happens? I mean, the people that are heading these unions aren't stupid. They know when to strike, and I would say the iron's definitely hot. All right, one more thing that is super hot is the Wiggle Waggle Walk. I haven't talked to you about this in a few days, and people have been emailing me who are on our team, and I finally figured it all out, about, 11 o'clock last night, how we would be doing this. But the Wiggle Waggle Walk, as I've been telling you, and thank you to all of you who have donated, who have joined the team, all of you who are helping make this money go to the Pasadena Humane Society and help with all the wonderful things that they do there. It's more than just a shelter for animals. It is a wildlife refuge. They take in any animal. It doesn't matter, big, small, little, whatever. I have seen baby alligators in there. I have seen a skunk in there. It's actually very sweet. They have had hawks. They have had all kinds of different birds and whatnot in there. Everything from that to the dog to the cat to, yes, even the scary little rabbit. All of that is there at the Pasadena Humane Society. They have veterinary services for all of that. They have dog trainers on site. They have groomers on site. So when an animal comes in just covered in fleas and ticks and whatever with hair, that's as long as mine, they go in there and they cut them and they groom them and make them so that they feel better, so that they want you to look at them and adopt them and take them home. All of that comes with the Pasadena Humane Society. The Wiggle Waggle Walk does nothing but go to the Pasadena Humane Society. It's September 19th, Brookside Park, right there, right outside the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. And that morning, what we're going to do is we have a KFI booth. So I'm going to ask everybody on our team to meet at the KFI booth at 8 o'clock. And then the walk starts at 9 o'clock. And then we all hang out for a couple hours after the walk, and that's it. And it's just fun. We've got about 50 people who are on our team this year. You don't have to have an animal. You don't have to dress in costume. You just come as you. All I want to do is meet you. And what's cool about this year particularly is a lot of people who tweet me regularly or email me regularly have said, you know what, I get it. I want to support you and your cause. But most of all, I'm excited about finally getting to meet you guys. I just sit here in a dark little room all by myself, talking to myself. Kind of a weird gig I have. So it makes me feel better to know that you are out there actually putting up with me. So again, go to kfiam640.com, keyword wake up call. You can find the link right there and sign up. Or you can go to my Twitter page, JJLKFI on Twitter. Alex has pinned it right up to the top there. You just click on that link and you can join the team or contribute. But again, we'll meet there at 8 o'clock at the KFI booth at Brookside Park on September 19th. The Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. I will see you there. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. And thank you to Vet Diet really fast. For almost 30 years, Vet Diet has developed all-natural dog and cat food recipes, each backed by science. Vet Diet uses the very best ingredients to meet your pet's nutritional needs and features real meat and first ingredients. Visit vetdiet.com to find a retailer near you. Why am I throwing a shout out to Vet Diet? Because they donated pallets, an entire pallet of food to the Pasadena Humane Society and an entire pallet of treats for us to give away at the walk that morning. So when you come down, you'll probably get something for your furry friend at home. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to meeting you. All right, when we come back again, we're going to talk tattleware and mouse jigglers. It's weird. I know. I didn't know this was a thing, but I wish I had, because then I would know if my company was spying on me or not. All right, Nick Pagliocchini will not be at the walk, but he is walking with us virtually.
Yes, I will definitely be walking virtually. I get all the goodies, the bib, the t-shirt, the whole nine, and it's just a smidgen more because of shipping and handling. But other than that, I mean, realistically, I'll be there in spirit, and boy, Jen knows that it's a big one. So.
Oh, it's such a good spirit.
I was going to say, Scott's is the only other spirit that, Pale is the same with the costumes at least.
I just have to tell you, the first time that my husband and Nick met, they were both wearing onesies, and it was as though the two of them had been separated at birth.
Yeah, exactly, because I was a bulldog, and I think, was he a llama that year, maybe?
Yeah, he was a no drama llama.
No drama llama, yeah. So I was like, no, that's, and now Scott and I go back to car seats. It's perfect.
All right, what's up on the drive?
Checking out the drive, Jen. Good news for you in downtown LA. Crashes cleared from lanes. Westbound side of the 10 Santa Monica Freeway. It had all lanes shut down. They've already reopened, and pretty much not seeing any more delays for you there. Now, getting through Mid-City on the westbound side of the 10 Santa Monica Freeway as you continue further westbound. That will be heavy for you. Nothing in lanes, but from before Normandy as you make your way toward about La Brea before things do loosen up for your drive. Out of nowhere, it's a wreck for your ride on the northbound side of the 110 right around 6. Looks like that is a crash, and it may be all lanes shut down. We'll definitely keep you updated on this one. Definitely seeing a heavy drive for you through downtown LA. 110 northbound as you come away from the 10. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Pagliocchini.
Running a business comes with pressure. Remote workforces, HR compliance, retaining top talent. You start to feel boxed in. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30-plus years of HR service and technology to work, offering my employees competitive benefit options while lightening my HR load. Instead of obstacles, I'm surrounded by people empowered to be their best. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
At Ralph's, fresh groceries are our thing, so we check your delivery order for freshness from farm to store, and pick and pack every veggie in your free pickup order with care, because we treat your food the way we want ours to be treated. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
And right now, stock up on your favorites during the 10 for 10 sale. Mix and match participating items and get 10 for just $10 with your card. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
SoCal weather from KFI, a hot one with a heat advisory in the Inland Empire until Friday night around 9. Mostly sunny for everybody today. Highs low to mid-70s at the beaches, mid-80s for Metro LA and OC, upper 90s to low 100s for the valleys and the IE. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Spectrum Business called their competitors to see if any of them could beat Spectrum's Business Internet Plus phone offer for $69.98 per month with no added phone taxes or fees. Here are real quotes from the competition.
I would be pulling a no fees and taxes. That's magic.
I would rather go with Spectrum.
You, the competition, recommend Spectrum Business. Call 855-339-5344 and switch to Spectrum Business today.
Competitive quotes from actual phone conversations. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. Call for details.
Rate subject